we said about Dani Olmo, remember that the clause is expired, 60 million euros, but Leipzig still want around 60 million euros for Dani Olmo. So this is the condition of the deal. Some things to say, yeah? I wanted to touch on some of the stories we have around. First of all, in Newcastle and Malik Thiaw. Today we heard from some reports that the deal was done, but the agent of the player is denying, and also from Newcastle, the message is very clear. They've not sent any bid to AC Milan for Malik Thiaw. Liverpool received a bid in the recent days from PSV Eindhoven for Sepp van den Berg, 10 million euros. Some add-ons could also be included, but Liverpool said no, the numbers have to be different in order for the deal to happen. So many things are happening on the market. For example, Keylor Navas. Keylor Navas to Monza is a surprising move. If some of you Italians are following the live stream yesterday, we mentioned that story. Now Monza deal for Gollini has collapsed and they will sign Keylor Navas. But today, I also see a question about Napoli. Yes, we will talk in a minute about Napoli because I want to mention something on Victor Osimhen and what's going on there. Also on Dani Olmo, there is something important to say on Manchester United for two players. So I will touch on this kind of things. I see many questions on Nico Williams and I understand you guys. But what I can tell you for Nico Williams is that the only thing we can do, guys, is to wait for his decision any moment. So let's patiently wait. At the moment, nothing has been decided. Barcelona have no news. Athletic Bilbao have still no news. So we have to wait. That's the situation. I don't want to come here and sell you fake information just to keep you here on playback. I want to tell you the reality, and the reality is that now there is still no communication from Nico Williams. So we are here and we wait. A detail I added over the weekend is that around Thursday, Friday, people from Athletic Bilbao board informed Nico Williams' agent that in case Nico decides to stay at Athletic Bilbao, they are prepared to improve his contract again. He already extended the contract at the end of the season, but Athletic Bilbao are willing to offer him a longer deal and are willing to obviously improve his salary and discuss the release clause again. So Athletic are prepared in case Nico decides to stay, but Barca are absolutely still there. Barca made an important proposal to the agent. Barca have the okay to the contract, but Barca are waiting for Nico to decide where he wants to play next season. That's the situation. On Desiree Doué, Bayern, PSG, still waiting also in this case for the player to decide. If Nico Williams stays, will mean Diaz will go in for Diaz. At the moment, I don't have any concrete information yet, but I can tell you that Barcelona, and let's touch on the first topic of the day, Barcelona had contacts over the weekend with the agents of Dani Olmo. I told you last week that nothing was going to happen for Dani Olmo last week in terms of final decisions for the Dani Olmo story, but contacts have been constant between the agents of Dani Olmo and Barcelona, and also between Leipzig and the agents of Dani Olmo to discuss the situation of Barcelona. So Barca basically want to be ready on Dani Olmo. In case they don't get the green light for Nico Williams, Barca want to accelerate for Dani Olmo. This is the plan. Barca have a feeling that Dani wants to join them. Barca feel that Dani would be really happy to return to Spain. So they are really tempted by this possibility. But it will also depend on the bid. And Barca internally are already discussing a new proposal for Leipzig. So they're working on that, on agent side and on club side. But to activate formally the operation Dani Olmo, Barca are waiting to understand what happens with Nico Williams. To sign both Nico Williams and Dani Olmo, I mentioned that again, Barca would need an important outgoing. Today, I told you an exclusive update that Vitor Roque said no to the first proposal of Al Hilal. Let's see if they will return. Let's see if they will improve the proposal. But Al Hilal presented a project and a bid to Vitor Roque, and the player at the moment said no to that possibility. But we have to see what's going to happen in the next weeks with Vitor Roque, because again, if Barca want to sign both players, or in general two offensive players, important one, I mean, they need to sell at least one player. Then we said about Dani Olmo, remember that the clause is expired, 60 million euros, but Leipzig still want around 60 million euros for Dani Olmo. So this is the condition of the deal. And remember that Dani Olmo remains on the list of Bayern too, because Xavi Simons, as we said, is going to Red Bull Leipzig, waiting to make it formal in the next days, but everything will be done this week for Xavi Simons to Leipzig. And so for the situation of Dani Olmo, remember that he's also in the list of Bayern. Then I wanted to say something also on another situation, the situation of Victor Osimhen. Because for Victor Osimhen, guys, as I'm telling you, since it was last Monday, so it's already 1 week I'm telling you this, but the situation between PSG and Napoli at the moment is in complete standby. So today, as of today, then it can change. There is still 1 month of market ahead. But as of today, Napoli and PSG are no longer negotiating for Victor Osimhen. PSG said no to pay inter clause, and PSG said no to including Kang-in Lee in the deal. Then, what's going to happen now between Napoli and PSG? Paris Saint-Germain at the moment are not advancing on this deal. So let's see if Napoli decide to drop the price for Victor Osimhen. What I can tell you today is that Napoli intention remains very clear. They want to sign Lukaku. Conte wants Lukaku as a striker. He doesn't want any other option. He wants to go with Romelu Lukaku as a striker for next season. So what's going on is that Napoli are also willing now to discuss Victor Osimhen with Chelsea in the discussions they will have for Romelu Lukaku in case they can find a way. So Napoli can open the door to the possibility of Victor Osimhen to Chelsea in order to bring in Romelu Lukaku. Obviously, it depends on Chelsea. I always told you that Chelsea would only consider Victor Osimhen if the conditions of the deal are correct. So Chelsea will not pay the clause, so forget about that. And Chelsea will not pay that kind of big salary of Victor Osimhen he has at Napoli right now. So the conditions of the deal have to be different in order for Chelsea to activate the Victor Osimhen option. I'm not saying that Osimhen is going to Chelsea. I'm saying that Napoli are now open to discussing also with Chelsea because they understand that the deal with Paris Saint-Germain is still not advancing. Now, let's see if Chelsea can find a way with Napoli, because Chelsea always say that they don't pay the clause and they don't pay the salary of Victor Osimhen, the current salary, because this is way too expensive. So let's see. PSG have the green light of the player since 10 days ago, but still no agreement with Napoli. And now Napoli are exploring options also from Saudi for Victor Osimhen. So this is the situation, and we will see what's going to happen on this one. I saw some questions on Jan Couto and Borussia Dortmund. I expect the deal to be completed this week. Over the weekend, I told you that the deal was imminent, so everything is going very well between Man City and Borussia Dortmund, discussing the add-ons, the payment structure, but the intention is to advance on this one this week and to get it done. Jan Couto is already prepared to travel in the next days in order for the deal to happen and be completed. Meanwhile, Roma keep working on Artem Dovbyk. I see many Roma fans. Negotiations are ongoing with Girona. I told you an exclusive story yesterday on the bid, and the bid is 35 million euros, add-ons included. So there is a bid from Roma on the table of Girona. Now it's up to the two clubs because Dovbyk said yes to Roma. Then, guys, I wanted to say something on Manchester United, because we also have to mention something on Manchester United situation. Any Chelsea winger news? Not yet, my friend, but as soon as I know, I will let you know. Why is Nico... How you tweet while being live? Look, my phone is here, so I am live and I can tweet. No, I see. Why is Nico taking so long? I think we can understand Nico, guys. Nico is a young guy, he's a fantastic talent, but probably this situation was unexpected. He had a fantastic Euros, a great season with Athletic, but probably we're not expecting Nico to be the man of the market this summer. So, you know, Nico has on one side the possibility to go to Barcelona. It's obviously a big opportunity, a big possibility, but on the other side, he also has his family and people close to him in Bilbao, his brother playing for Bilbao, the final of the Europa League in Bilbao at San Mamés. So Athletic are really trying to keep the player at the club. And especially from that area of Spain, players really love to stay at their club. I'm doing something general. I'm mentioning something general. I'm not saying about Nico. But for example, Zubimendi. Zubimendi had the possibility to go to several clubs in the recent years, and he never wanted to leave. He always wanted to continue at Real Sociedad. It's the same area also from Bilbao. So it's never easy to sign players from there. But Barca are still there, are still confident, are still trying, waiting for Nico to decide. We will let you know. Then, guys, on Endo and Liverpool, before touching on Man United as the final topic, on Endo, Liverpool and Olympique Marseille, the approach from Olympique Marseille to Liverpool was in June, before they signed Ismail Koné and Pierre Højbjerg. Now they're looking at different targets, and Olympique Marseille are confident to close the deal with Inter for Valentin Carboni this week. Loan with buy option and buyback clause for Inter. Let me finish on Manchester United. I wanted to say two things. The agreement between Man United and Mazraoui on the contract is done. The agreement is, this is a detail I can tell you today, for a contract valid until June 2029, so 5-year deal with an option for further season. Exactly the same contract Man United have offered to Joshua Zirkzee and Lenny Yoro. So 5-year plus 1-year option. This is the agreement between United and Mazraoui. Now Mazraoui is patiently waiting for Man United to find a solution for Wan-Bissaka. Could be West Ham. So to look for a solution for Wan-Bissaka. As soon as they have a solution for Wan-Bissaka and Wan-Bissaka leaves, Mazraoui is ready to become the new right back of Manchester United. They also considered Vanderson at Monaco. They also considered Denzel Dumfries at Inter, but this is the situation. On Osimhen and Chelsea, I already spoke, guys. I only say that Napoli are open to discussing Osimhen with Chelsea, but remember that Chelsea will not pay the clause, will not pay 120, and will not pay that salary. So the conditions of the deal have to change in order for Chelsea to activate a Victor Osimhen story. Then on Manchester United, we said about Mazraoui, but I wanted to finish mentioning one thing. You know that the agent of Mazraoui is Raffaella Pimenta, a really important agent. Raffaella Pimenta is also the agent of Matthijs de Ligt. Man United reached an agreement with Matthijs de Ligt in June on personal terms. I can tell you that during the meetings they had with the agent of Mazraoui to discuss about the contract of Mazraoui, Man United also received confirmation in recent days from Matthijs de Ligt about his plan. Despite 1 month passing, de Ligt is still waiting for Man United. De Ligt wants to go to Manchester United. De Ligt confirms the agreement on personal terms with Man United. De Ligt is not negotiating with other clubs as of today because he's waiting for Man United. Bayern insists on 50 million euros package for Matthijs de Ligt, so let's see what's going to happen there between clubs. Man United always wanted to include the Dons as part of the negotiation, but de Ligt is waiting because he wants to go to Manchester United. That's the situation, that's the idea. So Man United have an agreement with Mazraoui, an agreement with de Ligt, and now they need to reach an agreement with Bayern for de Ligt. In the case of Mazraoui, it's easier, but they just need the green light with Wan-Bissaka leaving the club. Thanks to all of you guys. See you later for all the latest on the transfer market.